Dylan Eziola, and thank you for joining us on World Sports News.
Breaking news in the realm of sport and exercise nutrition, the British Journal of Nutrition is conducting a study on metabolism and performance during extended high-intensity intermittent exercise after consumption of low and high glycemic meals before you exercise.
So in other words, they are testing what you should be eating before exercising for optimal performance.
Yes, and Kenneth Rosales has the latest on this study in the field. Take it away, Kenneth.
Thanks, Briannica. Qualifications to be a participant in this study included answering a questionnaire inquiring about health problems, prior participation in competitive soccer, athletic ability to perform 2 consecutive 90-minute high-intensity running simulations, and a healthy response to carbohydrates and exercise. Here comes Dr. Bennett, who can give us an inside look on the experiment. How's it going? Hi, Dr. Bennett. Amazing experiment you got going on here. Can you explain your study to us in greater detail?
Of course, the study protocol included 5 initial testing and familiarization. Participants completed 2 experimental trials separated by at least 7 days in a randomized design. Each trial involved the performance of 2 back-to-back high-intensity intermittent exercise sessions separated by 3 hours. Subjects received either a high glycemic meal or a low glycemic meal 2 hours before each high-intensity intermittent session.
Wow, and did the experimenters measuring the performance of the participants know which meals were being consumed by whom?
Yeah. Actually, no. Not at all. We conducted a double-blind study to minimize bias. The participants were also unaware of the study hypothesis.
Amazing. So, doctor, I'm curious, what exactly were you feeding them?
Well, the participants ingesting the low GI meals had red lentils, liquid honey, and Saskatoon berries. The high glycemic, high GI meals, those participants received white bread and instant mashed potatoes.
Delicious. So, what data was collected from the participants for this study?
This is the lab. The first 3 visits consisted of VO2 peak test, meal familiarization, and treadmill familiarization. While expired gas samples were collected during the exercise sessions to determine carbohydrate and fat oxidation, fingertip blood samples were collected to determine blood concentrations of glucose and lactate. Performance was assessed during the last 15 minutes of each exercise session by the maximal distance covered during the 5 one-minute sprints, each separated by 2 to 5 minutes of walking.
Wow, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you designed this experiment to replicate the same high-intensity performance that soccer players experience during a game?
Yeah, exactly. 15-minute intermittent treadmill speed protocol was repeated 3 times to simulate the first 45 minutes of a soccer game. After a 15-minute halftime break, participants completed a second 45-minute half comprised of 2 or more 15-minute intermittent treadmill protocols, followed by 15 minutes of performance testing. The simulation provides intervals of time at different exercise intensities performed by a high-level soccer midfielder. 7% standing, 57% walking, 30% jogging, 4% running, and 3% sprinting.
Quite remarkable, Dr. Bennett. We know how busy you must be, so we're going to be heading back to the studio to discuss the results. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you, Briannica.
Thank you, Kenneth. What an interesting study.
Yes, quite incredible.
The experimenters found that the baseline blood glucose was not different at the start of the low GI and high GI trials, but post-analysis showed the blood glucose was significantly higher in the high GI trial compared with the low GI trial during the postprandial period at 30, 60, and 90 minutes.
Also, baseline blood lactate did not vary between treatments, but blood lactate was higher near the end of the second high-intensity intermittent exercise before the second set of sprints.
Something to note in the high GI trial elicited a significantly higher carbohydrate oxidation from 3 to 10 minutes of the first high-intensity intermittent exercise session. Fat oxidation increased over time during both trial days, with no difference between high and low GI conditions.
And this data shows that extended high-intensity intermittent exercise metabolism was altered by small extent by changes to the GI of pre-exercise meals, although changes in exercise performance were not observed.
Adding to that, metabolic changes with the low GI meals included increased blood glucose and decreased lactate production late in exercise, and reduced insulin and carbohydrate oxidation at the beginning of a stimulated soccer tournament. The changes observed in the present study are similar to those seen in previous research utilizing steady-state exercise protocols.
Finally, during extended high-intensity intermittent exercise, low GI meals may confer a small metabolic advantage in comparison with high GI pre-exercise meals. Therefore, athletes can be comfortable in selecting high-quality nutrition carbohydrate sources such as lentils before exercise to achieve optimal performance.
That's all for World Sports News. Thank you for joining us.
Keep it classy, 3 wonders.